What's going on, guys, and welcome to Spartan Kick. And in this video we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and the possibility of them, despite making these major moves during the trade deadlines and picking up people off of the buyouts of contracts, we're going to be talking about the possibility of them not making the playoffs, as they're currently 4th in the Western Conference, and as we all know, dealing with the major injuries that we never could have seen really even being possible, with LeBron James going down for an unknown disclosed amount of time, and Anthony Davis, who has still not come back from his injury. Now, while they have added pieces such as Andre Drummond and Kenneth Faried, adding in good energy players that do not really need the ball, so I think the fact that once LeBron James and Anthony Davis come back, that it should be a seamless fit and it shouldn't really be any type of connectionable changes throughout that. But of course, that does not change the situation that they're in right now, which is the fact that they are without one key superstar, and the fact that they are currently 4th in a very competitive Western Conference, and with that, with their upcoming schedule not playing them any good favors. Now, of course, as of recently, before the entire injuries happened, we saw the fact that they have went through a lot of different competition, and while they have had to face a good mixture of good teams and bad teams with playoff contendings, we see the fact that when it comes to their most recent games against playoff contending teams, they really haven't done well, and it's very much a questionable consideration in this. And now with them about to go against the Milwaukee Bucks to start off the last little stretch, and go up against, in their next 2 games, only 2 teams that are not making the playoffs currently as standing, and those being the Sacramento Kings and the Toronto Raptors. That leaving them with very little room to really have a night off, was they're going to be facing up against teams that either have made additions themselves with these teams, such as the Celtics, and seeing teams that are very much in good standings, such as the Utah Jazz coming off of back-to-backs, or the Dallas Mavericks, who could be definitely fighting for that 8th spot into consideration for it, and depending on how the Lakers perform in these other games could really depend on that. Now, of course, with the additions that they have made, and like I mentioned, with the high energy players, we saw the fact that they were able to win against the Orlando Magic just recently, and the fact that maybe with this competitive edge, with teams not really knowing and trying to figure out with their new additions, maybe they could hold up within those standings, and depending of course on the recovery time of Anthony Davis and LeBron James, could depend on where the Lakers end up at the end of this season. I think the fact that it's very much possible that they end up as a team that's not going to have a home playoff game. And this is a very big deal, considering the fact that there's only been one NBA team in franchise, and that would be the Houston Rockets of 1995, being known as the Clutch City Houston Rockets, as they had to win every single round with home court advantage never being a situation. Now, that's going to be the situation that most likely these Los Angeles Lakers may end up in, depending on how this season goes out, especially with this tougher season. And of course, with any type of schedule like that we've seen here, it really does play into that type of question. And of course, depending on that recovery time between LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But I want to know from your guys' thoughts in the comments below, where do you think that the Lakers were going to end up by the end of this season? Do you think the fact that they could actually miss the playoffs, do you see them being able to somehow come up with home court advantage maybe? Tell me what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. I'd like to see what you guys think on it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you guys leave a like and subscribe to become part of the Greek Army today. And as always, this is Sparta.